Bitch, I'm about to go to work, but I wanted to clock tea really quick. In the wee hours of this morning, I posted on my Instagram a bunch of screenshots that I got from a group that I'm involved in that's pretty much invested in counting the lies and counting all the shady shit that's going on with the Tess Holliday situation, with her not sending out shirts, not refunding people money when they ask for refunds, not sending out other items that she was selling from like 2014, and then as most recently in August, after everything already broke, because this shit broke like 2-3 months ago. You know what I mean? People were talking about this 2-3 months ago with the fervor, and then in August we see a bunch of folks on the Depop app who are trying to buy things from Tess or have bought things from Tess being like, where's my stuff? It's been 2 weeks. Or I just paid for this. And it's like 3 people who just paid for the same item. And she's like, oh, it was a mistake. I listed it as 11 items and it's just 1. And I upload these pics. And I obviously I'm not following any of the people that I have pics on because they've already blocked me, because I've already said my piece, I've already made the video, I've already called Tess out. And so at this point, I'm just reposting because I know I have a larger platform. That's what the fuck you do. When you have people who are willing to listen and willing to like fuck with you, you do shit like that. You let folks know what the fuck the tea is, because I don't see why the fuck I would hold any kind of secrets for any white cis fat femme bitch in the BOPO community, when 9 times out of 10, when shit pops off, no one is checking for me. Like last night, I'm sitting here getting fucking triggered as fuck because this bitch wants to tell me that I have mental issues for reposting reposting pictures of lies and fraud and shady shit. But I have mental health issues for bringing it up and using my fucking platform. But let it have been me. Let me have been someone that was like, yeah, I'm selling t-shirts for $50 and it's going for the National, Domestic Violence Coalition for Women, and that's why the shirts are so high. Let me have done that shit. Bitches are still trying to come for me over a 2009 post where I wanted to start a fucking clothing line. 3 people sent me $300 all together, and I went to Joanne fucking Fabrics, bought the fabric, made videos, was showing folks that I was working on shit, and no one fucking supported me. Not one fucking person supported me, and I'm not gonna lie, at the same time, I realized being 19, having $300 to start a clothing line, that seems hilarious at this point, because I was not on that level, but I felt like I was, because I had all these fans, I had all these people that believed in me, so I was getting gassed, I was feeling great about it, I was feeling like, you know what? If I have a dream, I should just go out there and run with it. Unfortunately, the dream didn't work out. It was fucking terrible. But folks are still trying to bring that shit up like I'm a scam artist and I try to play folks. Bitch, if I could have had a clothing line, we would have all had a fucking clothing line, bitch. If I could have had one, we could have all had one, girl. It was not no shady shit. It was, I'm 19 years old and finally seemingly able to like have some sort of, purpose in life, feeling like it. I'm talking about body positivity. I'm talking to all these people from around the world. People are telling me that I'm inspiring them. It's easy to get caught up. And so in all of that, do I regret, making the post? In ways, yes, because I feel like I was not at that level where I really had anybody that fucked with me for real. Like, I didn't understand what it means to like really fucking start a business and really try and work to achieve something that was so big. I didn't realize how big it would be to be trying to not only create a clothing line, but also be trying to find people to model, find people, that are willing to support me in that way. Obviously willing to support me for largely free at first. It just was not there for me. People were not there for me. And then as soon as I start exposing things about, anti-blackness and ableism, as soon as I start talking about my own trans experiences, as soon as I start talking about gender, as soon as I start talking about anything that makes people uncomfortable or makes people confused, therefore uncomfortable, then I just noticed a bunch of folks just not really fucking with me anymore. A lot of folks just like feeling like I'm an asshole or like I'm crazy and all these things that are triggering as fuck. Because the reality is, maybe I do have mental health issues. Maybe I am affected by living in this like white supremacist ass country, bitch. Maybe I am. But at the end of the fucking day, how dare you try and tell me that I have mental issues because I'm reposting shady shit? At the end of the day, Tiffany is not telling me that I'm posting lies Bible that I'm being slanderous, because that's not the case. All the shit that I posted is facts. It's straight from the horse's mouth. So it's one of those things where I'm like, do I have mental health issues all of a sudden because I'm saying facts? Because I'm giving you the tea? And why the fuck is it just me? Like, why is it just me? Like, homegirl got a whole post about me. Homegirl's on my Instagram telling me I have mental health issues, telling me she used to know me. Girl, when I was 17 years old and I was living in Boston and I was going to college, bitch, I didn't even know my fucking self. I was hanging out with an OD bunch of white people who were racist as the fuck. And it took me years later to realize all the racist shit that happened to me when I was in college in Boston. It took a long time for me to realize and critique and really process the ways that, like, I was actually fucking traumatized. And I feel like in ways now, looking back, I'm like, damn, Tiffany, like, I didn't even know you like that. Like, you was just a fat white bitch that I seen around town, that I seen in the school. She's telling me I went to her birthday party. And even if I did, which I don't even fucking remember, like, we don't check for each other now, girl. When's the last time we spoke, girl? Years ago, when you asked me to be a part of your Scorch Model magazine. And I was like, weird about it. I felt weird as fuck about it because I was in the middle of trying to figure out, like, what does this all mean? I'm in the middle of really breaking down and understanding how privileged as fuck I am for being a light-skinned person and how shitty I've been in terms of just saying problematic things and obviously having problematic thoughts if that's what the fuck I'm saying. So it's like I've been like working on myself hardcore, trying to get right within so nobody asked me how I thought I was gonna win. And for Tiffany to like really try to play me like I have a mental health issue because I'm telling the truth? Really? That shit kind of got me blown. And the worst part about it is Tess still out here stealing. Like at the end of the day, like at the end of the motherfucking day, Tess Holliday's still a thief. Tess Holliday's still a fraud. And this bitch is trying to divert all this shit onto me. And at one point I seen another plus size blogger in the conversation talking about hurt people. And that shit fuck with me because I'm sitting here like, hold up. I'm like, y'all really think people will really take the time out of their life to post this many receipts if it wasn't nothing there? Really? For real? That's what you really think? You really think I would be on my Instagram posting all this fucking juicy ass, all these juicy goblets of fucking fresh ass lemon lift? You really think I'll be posting all this Earl Grey if I didn't have nothing in my cup? No, bitch. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So I'm just kind of like honestly triggered as fuck. I feel gaslighted as hell until a couple folks came to bat for me. I was sitting here like, really? And the thing that fucks me up the most is the group that I'm in. A lot of folks didn't even check for me. Last night I had a conversation long as fuck with Ashley Shackelford, and that bitch is real as fuck. I want to give a shout out to Ashley Shackelford. That bitch is real. We was on the phone from like 2 a.m. to like 7 o'clock this morning, clocking tea, talking about like what it means to be fat, black, and outspoken, and be trying to live and survive, trying to have a queer space, trying to have your queer love. Like, I'm in love right now, y'all. I'm in love right now, and I'm still going through all these trials and tribulations, things that I never experienced when I was dating a white cis man. Those are things I want to talk about, but instead, you know, folks want to gaslight me, and at one point, Tiffany actually goes so far as to say that she's seen me become obsessed with many things. And one of my friends, Amber, was like, is she talking about you talking about anti-blackness and gender and all the things that you talk about? Because you talk about a plethora of things. You know what I mean? Like, that's my obsession. You know what? If I'm obsessed with talking about race, is because I'm living in an obsessed about race as society. I live in a society where being black, being outspoken, being fat, being queer, being trans, those things are fucking oppressed. And just in the span of a couple minutes, a white bitch who don't even really know me could try to pop off and try to make me feel bad, and then also try to say, oh, well, you'll just write me off as another mean white person. It's not about being mean, Tiffany. It's about the fact that your friend is a thief. Folks are out here mad. I'm holding her accountable with the little bit of fucking platform that I have after being so outspoken. You feel me? I had one instance where another popular blogger told me that because of my affiliations, because of my political leanings, it's going to be hard for me to actually make any coin and actually be successful. And one of my things was, I didn't join Bopo to make coin. I didn't like start trying to explore self-love and caring for my fat body and like actually trying to assess the ways we talk about health. I did not do all that shit to be acting like all I really want is to be featured on ASOS Curve or some shit. That's not what the fuck I want. I don't know what the fuck the end goal of any of this is, but I know for right now, I'm just trying to process. I'm trying to have community, and I've learned that unfortunately, it's really hard to have a physical community out here. It's much easier and much more accessible to have a plus size online community and actually be able to meet up with folks and talk to folks in not real time, I suppose, than it is to face to face. And it's hard. That's a hard realization to come to when you feel like you've done so much online, you've contributed so much online, and have people just kind of like just not feel you or kind of just dismiss you because you might have said something that triggered them into thinking that you're a racist or all these other things that I'm obviously not. But with the same thing, with the same thoughts in mind, I just have to say that nobody wants to bully Tess. Nobody wants Tess to kill herself. Nobody wants Tess to be upset. And nobody wants Tess to have to go through all the mental gymnastics of continuously lying to folks. We just want her to acknowledge publicly so that everyone who has been fucking defrauded can actually have a chance to get their money back and actually have that moment of justice. I don't know what the fuck is so wrong with that. And I don't know why y'all feel like people are obsessed and haters when we're bringing up factual things. If you stole and someone has proof that you stole, you stole. So just fucking say, I stole. I'm sorry. And here's a link to a fucking open ass, public ass, transparent ass group where you can actually get accountability. That would make the most sense. That would behoove you. It would behoove you to do. But no, you know what's easier? Trying to scapegoat the random black blogger who just happens to be in the same circles as some white cis fat femmes that you done fucked over in the past that got receipts on your ass. I'm not your friend. I'm not any of y'all's friend. If you knew me in 2007 or 2009, cool. But the reality is I'm right here, right now, trying to explain myself and feeling like overwhelmed, feeling like this is like what gaslighting is. Like they want you to really sit here and be like feeling all fucked up inside when all you're doing is what's fucking right. When all you're doing is just trying to give a little bit more information and a little bit more care to folks that are not being cared for. And it just sucks that like folks are really want to call me a hater and want to call me jealous of a random white bitch that happens to be on a couple fucking magazines. Girl, I am not pressed like that. I am not. I promise you I'm not pressed. If I wanted to be in magazines, don't you think I could have just not been fucking outspoken and just like pretended like so many other bloggers out here that are just skating through life, not really having to say anything because they don't even fucking claim that they're black. So they don't need to claim that the world is anti-black. They don't need to fucking go in on anti-blackness. They don't have to do any of those things. But obviously, you know what? All I'm going to get out of this whole video is just like the words that I've been fucking screaming in my head, fucking freaking out about in my space, because I'm just kind of like, damn, white fat femmes will do anything to derail and like really take all of the fucking focus off of the shady shit that they do and really try to implicate you, a person that's just happens to be passing along information. I did not get those screenshots from myself. I didn't pull them out of thin air, but annoying. But I just wanted to go in because I know some of y'all saw that Instagram shit that happened in the wee hours of this morning, and I know some of y'all saw the post on Tumblr, and I just want to give the tea, like, damn, Tiffany, like, really? People was haters and people was obsessed and ex-fans? Not really. Not really. I've already called Tess out, and so at this point, I'm just reposting because I know I have a larger platform. That's what the fuck you do. When you have people who are willing to listen and willing to like fuck with you, you do shit like that. You let folks know what the fuck the tea is, because I don't see why the fuck I would hold any kind of secrets for any white cis fat femme bitch in the Bopo community when 9 times out of 10, when shit pops off, no one is checking for me. Like last night, I'm sitting here getting fucking triggered as fuck because this bitch wants to tell me that I have mental issues for reposting pieces of rather reposting pictures of lies and fraud and shady shit. But I have mental health issues for bringing it up and using my fucking platform. But let it have been me. Bitch, I'm about to go to work, but I wanted to clock to you really quick. In the wee hours of this morning, I posted on my Instagram a bunch of screenshots that I got from a group that I'm involved in that's pretty much invested in counting the lies and counting all the shady shit that's going on with the Tess Holliday situation, with her not sending out shirts, not refunding people money when they ask for refunds, not sending out other items that she was selling from like 2014, and then as most recently in August, after everything already broke, because this shit broke like 2-3 months ago. You know what I mean? People were talking about this 2-3 months ago with the fervor. And then in August, we see a bunch of folks on the Depop app who are trying to buy things from Tess or have bought things from Tess being like, where's my stuff? It's been 2 weeks. Or I just paid for this. And it's like 3 people who just paid for the same item. And she's like, oh, it was a mistake. I listed it as 11 items and it's just 1. And I upload these pics. And I obviously I'm not following any of the people that I have pics on because they've already blocked me, because I've already said my piece. I've already made the